prolific, so gifted. I'm the type that's gon' go get it.
Alright, quick story time. So I was in like my second college. I had graduated from my community college and I went to Medgar Evers College, and I had met this boy or whatever. We had got cool. We was in the same class, whatever. The year had just started. Maybe like we was like a month in or whatever. And the teacher was still doing like sign-in attendance sheets. That's what she was doing. She was still doing sign-in attendance sheets, and it was like a month in or whatever. It was just like mad weird. It's like, okay, whatever. So yeah. So me and this kid had got close because he was actually going to Miami Carnival, and he wanted me to sign in his name or whatever while he was going, because he was going to be going that Friday and that Monday. So I was like, alright, cool, no problem. You know, black people look out for each other or whatever. Like, I look out for everybody, but anyway, yeah. So I did it for him, whatever, the 2 days. And we had actually exchanged numbers too. No, I'm lying. I think we had exchanged like social media. And he was like, oh, you know, did everything go okay? Like asking me. And he was like, oh, you know, what were you guys learning today? You know, stuff like that. He didn't really care, but he just wanted to know, like, did the teacher say anything? Did the professor say anything? Or, you know, did I get to sign his name in or whatever like that? Like, that's all he really cared about. So, yeah. So anyway, so I was like, you know, watching his story or whatever. I don't know if it was on Instagram at that time or whatever it was, but whatever. So, yeah. So we had got cool or whatever when he got back. We was both in a math class and we didn't really know what the hell was going on. The professor didn't really speak much English. Like, it was just mad cool. And he was from Harlem and shit. So it's weird because we used to hang out, like outside of school. Like after school and stuff, we used to hang out, and he used to tell me like weird stories. It was so crazy because he used to tell me these crazy stories, and like I love a good story because when somebody tells me a story, I'm like envisioning it in my head, and it's like that's what makes it realistic to me. So yeah, so that's what I do. So basically, he used to tell me these crazy ass stories. I don't even know if the stories was true or not, whatever. But still to this day, I really don't know. But it was just interesting, honestly. So yeah, it was crazy. But so we started hanging out and shit. And I remember I had came to the city to hang out with him, and I guess we was like supposed to hang out at his house or whatever, but I guess like his parents had invited company over and he didn't want to be around them, whatever like that. So we just wound up staying out. So we went to the movies in Manhattan, and then we like went to a hotel after. So basically, like, it was still early in the day. It wasn't like no fling or nothing like that with the hotel. Like, it was nothing like that. It was just literally like, you know, like a little, you know, a place to chill. Because we could have went back to Brooklyn, to my house, because I had lived in Flatbush at the time. But it was kind of like, you know, who wants to drive all the way back to Brooklyn, and then I would have to drive you back off to Manhattan. It's just too much. So, doing too much. So basically, we just decided to stay in Manhattan, and he had got discounts on rooms and stuff like that. So, you know, we went to the room, we were chilling, whatever like that. We was like talking a lot. He was telling me different shit, different stories, you know, just getting to know each other a lot, whatever the case is. And he was drinking, like I wasn't drinking, but he was drinking during like the whole time, whatever. I think he was drinking from when we was at the movies, actually. And like I guess he started like getting a little tipsy, whatever. And he was like, oh, I'll be back, I'm gonna go to the store and get some water or something like that, get a few waters or something, or I don't know if he was getting waters or if he was getting more alcohol. I have no idea. But I basically was like, I gotta drive, so I'm not gonna drink or whatever. So I don't remember what exactly he said that he was going to get, but basically like I'm like, I could come with you or whatever. He's like, no, it's gonna be quick. So I figured maybe, you know, like he wanted to make a phone call or something. I don't know, maybe he wanted to be alone, maybe he wanted to take a walk, maybe he had to check in with somebody, a girlfriend, his parents, I don't really know. But basically, I figured it was the reason why he didn't want me to come with him. So I'm like, alright, cool. So I stayed at the hotel or whatever, and he left. idea. I fell asleep. I don't know how long he was gone. I have no idea. But basically, like, I remember the last time I looked at the time. It was like, what time was it? Last time I looked at the time, it was like 6 o'clock. And then when I woke up, it was like 2 a.m. I know it was definitely like he definitely went to the store way later than 6 p.m. That's just the last time I remember looking at the time. And he was in the room at that time and stuff like that. So I really like I lost track of time, whatever. And I'm just like, what the hell? And I'm looking around. I see his book bag is still there in the room. I'm like, what is going on? It was just mad weird. So I call his phone. He's not answering. Call his phone. He's not answering. Like, he's just ringing out. So I'm like, okay, that's mad weird. So after like calling him like a gazillion times, I just like took his stuff out the room, like packed all his stuff, like, and put it in his book bag, and then I had just left. And I got in my car and like I started going home. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, before I went home, I started like driving around to see if I see him. I don't know, maybe he was hurt or something. I wasn't really sure. So I was just like mad confused. I went downstairs to the lobby, asked the front desk. Like, nobody didn't know anything. So it was just mad weird. So I went home and I just started making phone calls, and I'm just calling like I was calling different police stations and hospitals. No, first I started calling the hospitals. I used the zip code of the hotel that we was at, and I was calling mad hospitals to see if maybe he got hurt or something like that, and like he had to go to the hospital or something. So I'm calling mad hospitals. Nothing. Like, nobody heard of him, nothing like that. Mind you, I knew his first and his last name because I was the one signing his name on the attendance sheet. He was in my class, so I knew his whole name. So I was calling like hospitals. Like, I called so many different hospitals. Nobody seen him. Like, I already knew his name because I was signing his name on the attendance sheet in my class, so I knew his first and last name. So I was asking, you know, did somebody by the name of so-and-so check in? Like, they was like, no, nobody knew what I was talking about. Nobody knew nothing. So first I called mad different hospitals. And then after the different hospitals, I started calling morgues. I don't know why. I just seen it like on a movie. And so I'm calling the morgue or whatever in different places to see if he's there. And it's just like mad fucking weird. So I'm calling the morgues, whatever. And then finally I called mad different like police stations or whatever in that area. Lord and behold, guess who's at the police station? Yeah. So apparently, like, he was like tipsy or whatever, and he went into the store. He got into it with someone. I don't know if it was I think it was the store clerk or something. He got into it with him, and the guy tried to kick him out. He wouldn't leave, so the guy called the cops on him. And then he was like, I guess, not listening to the cops, so the cops, you know, decided to be dicks and just arrest him or whatever. So I found out some information. They was like how you know, he has to wait to see the judge. He's waiting to see the judge tonight or whatever the case is. Mind you, it was like a Friday night, so he didn't see the judge till like, I think, Saturday night or something like that. But I remember I had I don't know why I couldn't drive. I don't know what happened, but I didn't drive. Well, I didn't have my car or whatever, and I had one of my friends drive me into the city to pick him up and give him his bag and stuff like that. And I had like a water for him, a granola bar and stuff like that. It was just so crazy, like, what? You got locked up, my nigga? And I remember when we were sitting in the back of my friend's car, we was about to drive him home, drop him off, whatever. We had just picked him up from the courthouse or whatever. They released him. I remember I had showed him like my phone, and I was like, look at all these fucking numbers that I called because I was looking for you. Like, I could not find you. Like, look at this. And when he seen all the numbers that I called, like trying to find out where he was, like, I guess it just showed that that I cared or whatever. And he was just like really touched by that. Why didn't nigga gonna talk about something? He loved me. Like, what? So he was like, and then later, it's crazy because later on he mentioned it again, like, that's the moment that I fell in love with you. I'm like, what? Whatever. That's just the type of person that I am though. Like I didn't really know him that long, and like, you know, I just wanted to know if he was okay. Like, I went all out to see if he was okay, calling mad different numbers. Was really stressed out just to, you know, because I was the last person that he was with. So, you know, trying to save my ass, one, and two, just making sure that his well-being, you know, was okay. So I think that's very important. That's just the type of person that I am though. That's just the type of friend that I am. Like, I go hard for my peoples. Like, we're all human beings. We deserve to have people that care about us, you know? So it was just crazy though, but yeah.
Who you with? I'm with the lions and gorillas, gang bangers and drug dealers. All them scammers and them killers who I hang with. Yeah, it tastes good.